you want us to do? Change it for you guys? Behave like we are afraid and live in fear? What do you want women to do? To run away, or to live in fear, or to gang up together, or the good ones to become bad? What do you want us to do? This video is about recent issues and things that have been happening in this society that are against women and against good women that have good behaviors, that really want to have a good life for themselves. Men are destroying those good behaviors, and the things and news we're hearing these days is becoming so bad. We all heard the latest rumor that have been going around about you, Nollywood actor, that's break the record, that really disturbing internet now. But I do want to talk about that because I don't like to talk about what I'm not sure of. It could be true, it could be not true. So, but if it is not true, it's a message. If it is true, it's also a message. He tried to pass a good message to the society, and that message needs to be understood, and it's a negative one, and it's going to be against men. It's going to be against homes. It's going to be against men who maybe they didn't even do anything, but the fear of what all those kind of stories have created or is going to create in women's life is still going to come back to haunt men, because women are going to repackage with those kind of news. If those that haven't repackaged already definitely may want to start thinking otherwise. So because how do you look at it, men, that a woman will spend years, have children with you, build with you, won't be known and recognized as a good woman who built with her husband? Because that is what we know. That is how we know a good woman, right? A woman who can be patient with her husband and build life with her husband and add her own quarter to the man's life, to make the man a man, to help the man to rise, and they build their home together, have their children, train them, and keep a good home for you, right? So the woman is doing it because she is building her home. Now, after building it, she will just wake up one day to tell her that she was a fool. So other women are going to learn from issues like that. If it haven't happened to them, they're going to learn from what happened to others. And that is not a good one. It's not a good news. Because what you guys are trying to tell many women out there is that they should be careful. Do you know what it means by a woman to live for the rest of her life being insecure of what you, the man or the husband, is going to do to her tomorrow? That is called the fear of the unknown. So men want women to live with the fear of the unknown. Because when a marriage that have lasted for 10, 12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, 15, 10 years, 5 years, can just wake up one day and become an elusive relationship, that is telling other women that you never know what can happen tomorrow. Because I'm telling you that if the woman had knew that all her years of suffering is going to be wasted, I don't think anyone would want to wish herself that. And besides, she would have used those time to build something meaningful for herself. So do you people want to continue blaming women who don't like to show their hoe to their husband? I want to reserve. Then you call those women bad women. But the good woman who have shown the man the whole, and at the end the man wake up tomorrow and just tell her she was a fool, you guys are justifying it. So I want to remind the world that you are empowering women to become bad, and that bad is going to hurt you all. It's going to hurt both the good men and the bad men. Because it's hard for a woman to continue living her life with, I don't know, tomorrow. We've been fighting. We've been doing a lot of things to help you, the men, to help your children, to bear kids with you. It's not easy. You can't do it. And the best thing you can do to any woman, for any woman, is to appreciate her and show her that all her suffering, sleepless night, pains are never wasted, and it will be recognized. I think women should always be remembered and celebrated by their homes, by their husbands, by their children, not to cause them pain, not to tell them that they're nobody and they're valueless. It's not easy for a woman who have carried 1, 2, 3, some 4, 5 pregnancy. It's not easy to carry pregnancy, and it's not easy to give birth. You the men don't experience it because you don't know what you don't know until you experience it. But I still thank God for some reputable men who have higher reasonings, who can put themselves in those shoes and understand what it is. Even though they didn't experience the pain, common sense transcends their brain to understand that such women should be valued, at least if not for anything, for that. And a woman who has built for you, who have been there for you, who have loved you with her whole heart, does not deserve to be betrayed, but rather deserve to be celebrated every day. And have you guys forgotten to learn from experience? Why can't many men learn from experience? Or they don't care. Those things you don't care about will still live to hurt you. Those things you don't care about will still live to remind your brain one day that, hey guy, you were careless here, because it will never pay you. I want to show you sample little tip of what women go through that some of you guys forget in a hurry. The stress we go through in raising one of your child every day. Some of you go to work, you don't know what we go through at home, and then we do it 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5, 6 for you, and we raise those children. Now you're showing off with them. You don't know how hard it was to bring them up. You don't know how hard it was to keep you home. Do you forget those days you don't have money at all? How we were there for you and never let anybody know, even if we have some we add, or we manage, or we go hungry and still keep up and still love you. Did you forget? Please, men, what do you want women to do? Gang up and start living double life in your homes? Living the fear of the life of fear in your homes, not telling you the truth. Those things will give birth to horrible bad things. And any woman that start living like that, it is good to deal with a bad woman than to deal with a good woman that you graduated to become bad. Those are more dangerous, because they hate that they're bad. And those things that they're doing, they hate you even for that they're doing bad. They hate you for that. So you just hurt them. Number one, what you did that caused them to be doing that, and what they're doing, they hate it. It's not them. It doesn't identify their personality. So graduating women to live with fear is not the best and can never help the world, can never help any home. I just want to add my water to say that men, it's hard time men start advising themselves. It's hard time men, especially African men, especially the black men, it's hard time you start advising yourself, helping your fellow men that are not well informed, that still have that low level of orientation, to rekindle their mind and their brain that they're making a great mistake. Experience have proven it that many men that contract more than one wife and they never succeed with happiness. They never graduate like for the rest of their life and be proud of it that it wasn't a mistake. Check every homes that did it. Go ask many men that contracted 2 wives, 3 wives. Ask them. They will advise you with their personal experience that is not the best. Check their children. their children grow up to still understand that wasn't the best because of the experience at home. Some men still believe that as long as you have money, they will be fine. It's because you don't have the right thinking and the right level of reasoning. You will understand that it's not right. But those kind of men only learn by experience. By going into it, and time will now tell that wasn't the right thing to do. By then, they have destroyed their joy. They have destroyed their security. As a man and as a husband, they have deprived themselves of real love from both the kids. Because your kids, especially your first kids, are only there for you because, well, there's nothing they can do. You're their father. But they no longer have that true mutual love for you. And if you are receiving at all, maybe it is just 10% out of the all you would have received. It is the fact. But the fact, even the day those kind of men dies, I wish that the dead can experience and be alive to see what happens. The way the second children or the third children treated their corpse. The way their second, third wives treated their corpse. The way their concubines, their side chicks treated them. The whole thing remains for that first wife. Who grieves more? That first wife. And what is she grieving at? You destroyed their good life that you and her would have lived together. That is what she's grieving at, not on your death. So, but men, you guys deserve better. And I want to say thank you to all the men that understand this, that stick to it, that know that this is bad. Women go through a lot of pain, a lot of stress in order to raise a home, your own home, including your children. In fact, men are the biggest problem, more than the children, even the problem that your husband that you truly love gives in order to make things better. They give more headache more than the kids. But you still stand because you love him, you want to build the home with him together. I want to show you a little video, just little clip of how stressful, of the pain, of the kind of stress we go through in raising one of your child. Watch this video.
So you're an artist? Yeah. Are you good at it?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming. We have a couple of things to cover today, so I'm going to try and move really quickly. To start off, why? Okay. Secondly is how come? And finally, how dare you?
Did you see that? Did you see what women go through? How could you forget this in a hurry? Why don't you remember some of those stress those days? Why don't you remember some of those times that your wife were good and say, no woman will take her place? You can't say no woman will take your wife's place when you have contracted another woman in your life. You're just lying and deceiving yourself. You have just destroyed everything. So please, the people of the African men, please, you guys need to gang up together to advise yourself. However you can do it. If it takes making little videos and posts on your Facebook, Instagram to tell your own side of the story and to tell other men the best thing to do, how it hurts. If you have been involved in issues like this, like getting another woman in your life and maybe side chicks and the experiences you experience on it, it is good for you to share those kind of experience. Social media is big these days where people can see and hear what happened to others because they won't know you, nobody will know you. But the little story you share today can be helping somebody out there to make a better decision. So it is, we have to help each other. I will only advise that men should step up in advising their fellow men to act right because it hurts them more. You are hurting the woman and your children. Well, we all have to talk and advice, it is left for anybody to make their personal decisions. If it works for them, it works for them. But I have this question to ask. What are you telling your child, your female child? What advice are you using to empower your female child, who you are spending money to train, investing in her, and she obviously will grow up tomorrow to get married? What will you tell her if it was you? Whose child is experiencing that kind of life from a marital home, from her husband? What advice will you give your sister? How would you be able to empower your sister? Did you just condemn women generally? I want to tell you that this ill behavior of some men is responsible to why their female child, most of them don't invest in them, because they feel tomorrow another man will marry them and do whatever they like with that one. So sad, right? But that is true. That is how some men have weak mind, and is affecting women. We want to empower women. We want to let them know that they are valued. Because you know what? Most of you men cannot survive without that woman. You can't even know your left and right without having a right woman by you. That is why it is the woman that will make you. That is why it is the woman that will still bring you down. No matter who you are, it's still the woman that will make you. It's still the woman that will bring you down. So it's high time you guys realize that there is more great value in a woman that most of you guys don't have. And when you empower a woman, you enjoy her. In fact, you will wish to have women all through as a child. If anything happened to you tomorrow, if you are old, have you guys noticed that it is the female child that takes care of their father more than the male child? Did anybody notice that? Well, I did, and many homes have confirmed that. It is the female child. I'm not talking of the mother. It is the female child that takes care of you, the father, more than your first son, second son, and all that. Because there are women, we marry them and take them away and get them in control. It is their female child that we still tell the husband that no, I got to go take care of my dad. It is a female child that will always call you and care for you. So why won't you be able to invest in your female child and empower your female child and let the world know from your own experience and way of doing things that a female child should be valued, respected, and nurtured and show love? Please, guys, you guys can do better. You guys can do better. The best thing you will do for yourself, and any man that values and respects what his wife is doing for him, get blessed. In fact, he is the envy of other men. He is the envy of other men. Because both you're going and you're coming back is always go in peace and come back home in peace. It is because you have empowered your wife. And once you have empowered her, leave the rest for her. She'll have a 100-fold grace that you don't have 50% of it. You guys don't know that, except if you are around a bad woman. I don't dispute that we have a lot of horrible bad women. That in fact, if you know what is going on there, you will in fact go and help bring the man out of that woman's hand. I don't dispute that, but we have a lot of good women out there, and most of those women that you still call bad women, it is either the husband family or the husband that make them become bad. And like I said before, it's better that you have a bad woman than that you turn a good woman to a bad woman. She will be worse. I remain your homegirl, Debbie Good News. For those of you that are watching me for the first time, this is your homegirl, Debbie Good News. Please Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like, if you like this video, please share your comment. If you have any experience or somebody's experience that is very interesting that we can share to the world so that they can learn, please either you type it there or you call me to give me the information. Only on WhatsApp. 862-216-2558 +1 862-216-2558. I love you guys. Bye. See you next time.